We are all in shared mind, but we have a special shared mind with the people that we associate with, work with, and live with. Those people's minds are closest to us, and like the volume is loudest in our ears, not our real ears. I mean, yes, in our real ears, but in our ears of mind, receptors of mind. Like, again, we are all constantly broadcasting mind to each other, and we are receiving each other's broadcasts of mind from each other. And that sounds a little bit weird and esoteric, so let me just try to be way more nitty-gritty detailed about what I mean when I say that. What I mean is, let's say that I go on a walk with a friend or a neighbor around the block, and we go for a half an hour. What are we going to talk about? Or are we going to talk about nothing? Regardless of whether we talk or don't talk, both of those things are broadcasting what we value. We might value silence together. Just the fact that we're going on a walk outdoors around the block is an immediate connection that we both value walking and either the exercise or the fresh air that entails. The fact that we're spending 30 minutes together broadcasts that we value spending time together, or that we at least enjoy similar activities. So even if we said nothing at all, the human organism, would understand mind in those ways. But if we happen to converse about anything, what will it be about? Well, will we talk about the weather? Will we talk about politics? Will we gossip about so-and-so down the street and what's up with them? Will we talk about our children? Will we brag or boast to each other about each other's latest vacations or escapades on social media? Or will we ask with concern about how each other's doing? Will we talk about a recent problem? Like, what we talk about will focus our minds on the same thing, and our two minds will join together in conversation, not just conversation, but concern and attention and thought about whatever it is we choose to talk about. And two minds are different than one mind, and even one mind is different than one mind talking out loud. So two minds thinking and talking out loud create a magic that is that linkage of relationship across space, not time, but space this time, because we are sharing space at the same time. Now, what we talk about will continue to affect each other's mind as we separate from each other and go about our days. Our brains, not just our brains, but our whole nervous systems will be like, you spent 30 minutes walking with that person and you talked about those things. And your brain, of course, was set in motion. Subconscious cognition and other things are now like, that conversation's going to keep coming up in my mind. And it'll come back. Oh yeah, I talked with so-and-so the other day about that on our walk. It might come up in some other area of my life or some other time. So you see how what we experience together across in space, sharing space and time together, will continue to reverberate within ourselves as subconscious cognition. My plot of mind, which I tend, that is shared mind with all people, that will continue to affect me. So that's about as nitty-gritty detailed of an example that I can use to illustrate what it's like to join together in mind with another person. And we're doing this all the time. We don't have to take a walk with someone to share mind with them. I can watch a few, social media clips and see the messaging there. That's my attention's going there. My thought is going there. And that's going to continue to be taken down into subconscious cognition and color my worldview and my values. Even as I walk through like a new city, or I travel to a new place, and my mind observes the infrastructure there. Wow, the roads are well done here. This is a well or poorly planned city. Wow, that is a very well-kept building. Wow, that old building should be torn down. Why haven't they torn it down? Physical infrastructure communicates to mind what is important to this community, or what is maintained by money energy and hiring practices in corporate and organizational egregore at work in that place. Do you see how mind is constantly being broadcast and constantly being received back and forth and back and forth and back and forth between us as humans and the thoughts and values that we express to each other by the infrastructure we live in, the infrastructure we agree to support, and the relationships that we shy away from and the ones that we seek to engage more fully in. And the plans that we make, it's all shared mind.